Hi, I'm Clifford II, and welcome to another episode of Impacting Lives that Impacts the World. Hello, everybody. I'm pleased to have a power couple with me, right from Harlem, New York. Fantastic power couple. They are authors. They are ordained ministers. They are public speakers. They work with the youth. They work with the community. And they have started a company that not only works with people in the New York City area, but now they're starting to go national. And probably in the future, they'll probably go international because the name of their company is Jaha International.
Absolutely.
So I'd like to welcome them to the program. This is Trevor, and this is Salaam Jaha. Hey, thank you for joining me.
Thank you very much.
You know, you guys are fantastic. I watched your workshop. I was highly impressed with what you did. So I just want the audience to know exactly, how did you get to this point? What's the evolution of when you started and where you are now?
Jaha International is born of two other businesses, which would be my husband's company, which is Man Up Global, and my company, which would be Salaam Arts and Inspiration. Mm-hmm. So when personally two lives connect and collide in a beautiful way, all collisions create this kind of combustion. So when you realize what SAI was doing and what MUG was doing together, we said, well, if we bring it all together, it gives us a vast audience of people that we can serve and vast services that we can provide to that audience. So then you make the international experience, sort of like what you just described, go local, then citywide, and now international, because not only are we able to provide services to all different types of people, we are bringing it from different levels: mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional.
And hence the tagline of our company, Jaha International. The JAHA represents Journeys to Abundance and Human Advancement. You know, so the acronym, so Jaha is not just our names, but it's also the acronym, you know, for what Jaha International is about. And as my wife just stated, it's a collection of our businesses, you know, Salaam Arts and Inspiration, you know, bringing global, Man of global inspiration, you know, is really what our focus and our intention and purpose is.
Okay. Now, I read both of your resumes, and you both have very impressive resumes. You, in particular, Salaam, had a lot of different companies. You work with a lot of different organizations. Tell us a little bit about your background and what you've done over the years.
I love to brag about being an original gangster of the Boogie Down Bronx, the home of hip hop. And it's really important to me because every single human being is born in the place they were to be born in. And sometimes people say, well, is it a place of poverty or richness? That's usually what people think about, but the geographic and physical place is quite important. So being that I was born in the Castle Hill section of the Bronx, and then hip hop and rap and whatever title you want to give that particular genre, down the hill from where I was and everybody gathering Africa Bambaataa, it was at a formative time for myself and my peers who, by the way, when we were growing up, kissing and getting to know each other and girls hanging out with guys, it was all just friendship and nice and love. Not now when you're thinking about dying. Even the language of hip-hop now is a little bit angry. Before, we were just having fun and it was about love. So being born in the Bronx, growing up at that time, and applying every aspect of the life, happy learning, music, dancing, camaraderie to my life work as a youth service provider at the age of 14 when I was first hired, which is why my company could be 25 years old, utilizing everything that we did in the hip-hop generation, in the birthing, in the having fun, even the dancing outside, playing basketball, all those light and love things helped me to create a vehicle that I knew when I introduced it to the New York City public school system would be effective, because it was born from love, it was born from a particular group of people, and now I've been able to spin on it, just like dancing. Right. Been able to put a spin on it to apply it to the public school system where I grew up at, and realize that everything that we ever experience is for a particular purpose in our life purpose.
Nice. And Now, Trevor, we know each other from the past. Mm-hmm. You were the director of the Black Male Initiative program at Lehman College. Mm-hmm. But I sensed it, and you kind of expressed it, that it was confining you because you wanted to do so much more. And I know you also work with the Allen Houston Foundation. Mm-hmm. So tell the audience a little bit about those jobs and how you got to this point right here.
When I married my wife, I was born again. And the workshop that we did today about love, leadership, and healthy relationships really is the key to where I am today. And I started out, and actually even before then, I was working at Hot 97, Kiss FM, and CD 101.9 doing sales and marketing. And I was what many would consider successful. But I realized that there was a piece of me that was missing. I wasn't quite happy or fulfilled. And it was right around the same time in which my wife and I met. And I decided, and I was inspired by her work and what she was doing and working with young people and really living a purposeful life. It really inspired me to want and need to do the same. So I stepped out and with her help created a company called Man Up Global, which was to help serve young men into becoming the men that they truly were destined to be, meaning being more responsible, being purpose-driven, which was essentially, it was a call to action for my own self. So in my work, I use myself as the example, as the model. And so that's really where it birthed, and I began working in the schools with her and with the rites of passage programs and processes, and what she was doing, because she had been doing it for several years. So I was learning, she was my mentor in that regards, and was a master in the work and what she was doing. And then during that time as well is when I was approached about or found out about an opportunity about a brand new program that was starting that Allen Houston was doing in Harlem. That was to teach young adults ages 18 and 25 how to start their own businesses. And it was called the Business Education and Development Program. And it was just starting out. So they were hiring for a program director, and they were identifying the location and all that. And I applied for the position, and I was selected for it. And so I was able to be in the ground building process with that. And around that same time I interviewed with them, I also interviewed with Lehman College for the Black Male Initiative. And I decided to go with Allen Houston. Lehman College decided to go with someone else, but still stayed in contact with them. And established the Harlem program for the entrepreneurship program. And then we began to expand into New Orleans because of the success we were having there. So then assumed the national program director's position, started the program in New Orleans. And then that's when I had gotten a call from Lehman College saying that they needed a director to come in because the person that was there vacated. And it was something that I really wanted to do, and so I decided to take that position and had to manage and juggle both of them at the same time.
Now, the reason why one of the big reasons why we're talking today is because you guys wrote a book. And here it is. And it's a little book, but it's a beautiful little book. And it's called Black Love, Bringing It Back in Style, Love Letters and Keys. What inspired you to write a book?
It was before we were married, actually, that we began to actually write the book. Okay. So in many ways, it was our commitment, like saying, all right, we're really serious here. This is, it's not just a fly by night thing, and what we were doing was actually, we were really reflecting on how grateful we were to have found, not just found each other, but deserved each other, meaning brought each other into our lives. And so we were having a conversation about what is it that, really allowed us to get here, and what is it that is really most essential in having what we call a healthy, happy, and harmonious relationship, which is really all encompassing. And so, we sat down at the computer and we started going, and started outlining the values and the keys that we felt were essential, not just in love, but in life, period, because every intention is about, every key is an aspect of our lives.